warming up, the reality is you all know how to warm up already. You have your routines, you all have good teachers, you know how to warm up, and some of you might be asking, why do I need to hear about warming up from this guy right now? In real life, we have two enemies. We have two challenges for warming up. One is in the real life situation, we usually don't have enough time to warm up comfortably. And the other enemy is that we have, or the challenge that we have, is due to today's society with mobile phones and computers and cars and trains. We have so much clutter in our brain that we don't often focus as much as we should during the warm-up. So I'm going to show you what I call the killer ultimate 15-minute warm-up that you can do every day, and boom, you get ready for everything. So the first minute of this is going to be what I call mind clearing the mind. Imagine if there's going to be a marathon. First, you need to clear the streets, so it's only for the runner. Imagine that. So imagine your mind is the same thing. Your mind needs to be clear of all that traffic, all those thoughts, so you can focus only on your marathon, which will be your practice and warm-up session. So I like to do the mind clearing while I am holding the tuba, because this is what I'm going to be doing with the tuba anyway. This is not only mind clearing, but we're starting to do a breathing warm-up, a breathing exercise for the tuba at the same time. 10 big deep breaths. Think about energy and positivity and a beautiful sound when you inhale, and then exhale anything that's not about the tuba. Just picture it going away. Here we go. Great. We are going to continue working with the air, but we are going to keep the mind in the place we just left it. Clear for only the tuba, and now we're going to focus on air. We're just going to blow 10 times through the tuba, like this. Our biggest, deepest breath. Here we go. Great. Now we've warmed up the body with the air, the mind and the air. We're ready to play. 2 minutes have gone by, all right? Now we will play from our fundamental note. I will hold my tuba like this so you can see the valves, all right? Keep the mind where it was when we established it with the mind clearing, and keep the air moving like you did. All right, here we go. Next 12 minutes, then you will be able to play everything. Here we go. Great. Now, the next note will be 1 octave higher. So we'll start with the G, but this time we will play it on the mouthpiece. All right, that's great. Now playing that, playing the same thing from G, F sharp. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now at this point, if you play F tuba, C tuba, B flat, E flat, this is a good time to change instrument. Now I am going to introduce you to a scale pattern that you might already know. Diatonic scales. 1, 2, 3. Now we can play anything. No problem. That's the 15-minute warm-up. Just as a review, 1 minute of mind clearing, about 10 deep, slow breaths, 1 minute of just blowing through the tuba and breathing, your best breathing. And then you have about 12 minutes of just bom, 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 bom. With mouthpiece playing a diatonic scale for 3 octaves, and you're done. That is a 15-minute warm-up that really is one of the most beneficial warm-ups I've ever come across in all my years with this limited amount of time. A thing about scales is you should not use music to play scales. You need to know the scales in your brain, and they need to be automatic by the finger. So what I suggest is if you need music to play scales at this point, write them out yourself on staff paper by hand. Write the scale and look at the scale while you're playing it, and then eventually memorize them. To buy music or have on a PDF, yeah, I will have this when I make my online course. I will have all these scales in the PDFs for anybody who wants to get this course, but the idea is then to memorize it as quickly as possible, to understand music.
What flexibility exercise can we do for a fast warm-up?
First of all, I like to start with the scales because that is flexibility in a way. But then once we've gotten past that, I would go through all the open notes. Again, you don't need music from this. So I would start on the fundamental, and I don't need to show my valves because it's all open. So you just go. And then maybe do that thing, but 3 times as fast as you can. This is for advanced players. And then throw in a pedal. Yeah, something like that. So that's one flexibility study. Open note, first partial on do. And then you do it on the mouthpiece. You can incorporate this into the warm-up if you have a little bit more time. And if you feel that flexibility is something you really need in your warm-up, then you can take out one of those scale patterns and put in this flexibility thing instead. Because we have a lot of people who play B-flat tuba, a lot of amateur players in bands and students in school bands where you have the B-flat. I'll just demonstrate it quickly on the B-flat tuba. I'll open. That's how it would sound on the B-flat tuba, all open. Very important thing, this is all air driven. So when you have your flexibility studies, you need to use your air the same as when you're playing long tones. When you're going up with flexibilities, you need to move the air a little bit faster, and you need to make sure that the lips are continually vibrating through that ascension. We keep in touch online. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram Messenger, Facebook, email, whatever. I do have an online tuba course coming out in a couple months. It will be in Spanish and English. But for now, I had a question asking about C tuba repertoire, I want to share with you a piece that I commissioned for C tuba. It can be played on B-flat tuba, but specifically a big tuba and piano to say goodbye and thank you. It's on my YouTube channel. You might have seen it already. Here we go.
Thank you, Master.
Everybody needs to mute themselves.